like Portal 1 was such a mindfuck to me. I got this from, I went to the video store. That must have been right before Portal 2 came out, which was 2011. So it must have been 2010. So 2010, when I was 18 years old. I went to the video store and tried to look for anything that really like poked my interest, whatever. And I saw the orange box for PS3.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, I had no idea what PC gaming is, what Steam is, but I've heard of Portal and Half-Life, but never experienced it. So I actually got it because of Half-Life 2. And then I played it for Half-Life 2, and I really enjoyed Half-Life 2. There was a level in there where you had to drive with some sort of, it's not an ATV, what was it?
The boat? The airboat?
The airboat, yeah, something like this. And I remember the controls, because for the most part, I think the controls for a controller were cool. They were good. But these controls on this airboat were horrendous. There was a point where I genuinely thought, I think actually I haven't finished the game at the time and returned it back to the video store because I couldn't get past the section because I felt like the controls were just abysmal. However, then I saw, wait, okay, what is this Portal? I've heard of Portal. And I think by the time, was Portal on Xbox as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So it only came to PlayStation through the orange box, right? So it was on...
Yeah, but also Xbox. Xbox had the orange box also.
Okay.
That's how I played it.
Did the orange box come later on PlayStation 3? Was it?
I think possibly later.
Okay.
The only thing I know is initially the orange box on PS3 was like fucking totally broken. And then it got patched.
Okay. So I had in my mind, this is supposedly a really good game. I just don't see it because the very few clips I saw, it looked so sterile. It looked so nothing like the games that I think that I would enjoy. And then I played it. And you don't have fancy cutscenes. You don't have like classic protagonists. And yet this game felt so intriguing all the way through, up until this point where you think you've done all the testing, and GLaDOS sends you to a fiery pit, and then I remember, and then I thought, oh no, is this how it ends? And then I tried to place a portal and jump through, and I avoided the fiery pit, and I thought I cheated the game. The developers never thought that someone would do that. I'm so smart. Wow, I'm walking into the back rooms of Aperture Science. Only to realize, yeah, that's exactly how it's intended. Yeah, but I think this game, the outro song, Still Alive, still one of my most favorite video game songs. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this feeling of, oh, I feel like a genius for figuring this out, even though obviously I wasn't a genius, but it felt like, it made me feel like I was. That was freaking cool. Yeah, and then with Portal 2, obviously at that point it didn't have this novelty factor anymore.
Yeah.
But Portal 2 just the way it's being built, and again, you don't have these classic protagonists. It's weird to explain, but it's just such a well thought out game, both in storytelling, characters, and gameplay. And then I think this is one of those games that I wish to play for the first time again.
That's interesting. I personally don't feel that way about Portal. Like I love it as a thing, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't have that feeling of like wanting to play it for the first time again.
Uh-huh.
I kind of feel like
when did you play it? Under what circumstance?
I played it on Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't remember when specifically, but I just remember one Christmas I got Xbox 360 for Christmas, and this was like way after I'd had a PS3 for years.
Okay.
And then, so I got Xbox to play like the exclusives, Xbox exclusives that I was interested in. Obviously, Orange Box was also on PS3, but I'd heard that the PS3 version wasn't very good, so I was waiting to play it on Xbox. And yeah, I just played it, and it was the first time. I know it's a short game,
yeah,
but it's the first and only time I've played a game from beginning to end.
So yeah, okay, in one sitting.
And it was like 4 hours my first playthrough.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be that long.
Now I could like speedrun it in an hour, but obviously first time you have to figure everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I play Portal. But like, I'm just thinking now of like my games, and you may like expect me to name things like Spyro or Grand Theft Auto or whatever. But I'm actually thinking in all three of these scenarios, for me, Portal, the Spyro games on PS1, and like the PS2 Grand Theft Auto games, I feel like I almost enjoy them more now with like experience in them rather than playing it the first time where I was like clueless.
Yeah.
Like to me, like for those games, I feel like having experience is more fun than not having experience. Which is why I did say like Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. Like that's a game where I feel like I couldn't play it again now a second time because it's like so big and so long, and I don't know. I don't think I would vibe with it a second time through.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really enjoyed it the first time. So I would love for something like that.
What did you enjoy about it? Like what's something that like that made it so special, or at the very least, whether it was special or not, but what made it special to you?
Yeah, I found the characters very charming. I mean, the guy, I don't even remember his name, but the little Welsh.
Oh
no,
shit,
like
yeah.
Your sidekick, yeah, like he was so fun. I love like the art, the Studio Ghibli, like cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then other than that, yeah, I mean, it was just sort of had that ever so slight sort of Pokemon vibe to it. That
yeah,
like,
sure.
Capturing
on a broader
creatures
scale,
to fight for you.
Yeah.
It was just fun. I don't know. It was like huge. It was fun. I think it was like the first, other than Pokemon, but I feel like it doesn't really count. But I think it was like the first JRPG I'd ever really dove deep into and played all the way through.
Yeah.
And I remember actually I finished the game, like I finished the story.
Yeah.
And then you unlock all the post game. And I was unfamiliar with the concept of post game content in JRPGs. So I remember like messaging my friend saying like, "Oh well, I finished the game, but wow, there's still so much left to do. What the heck?" And he's like, "Oh, welcome to the post game. That's how it goes." So I was a bit overwhelmed with that.
But is that post game any different to, let's say, Red Dead after you finish the story, or any other game where you just continue with the side quest that you didn't do?
I don't know. I think it's like a whole other like main quest line almost.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I can't really remember it now because it was so long ago. But yeah, like I just remember it being a lot. Like a lot of stuff opened up. Even it wasn't that like I'd finished the main quest with still a few side quests left to do. It was that this whole other quest line like opened up post main story.
See, this is something that I struggle with so much. Whether this is what you say, like maybe a different story even, or as I mentioned, just in other games where you just have the opportunity to just complete all the unfinished stuff.
Yeah.
All of this post-game content is so lost on me. No matter the game, no matter what the post-game is, like New Game Plus, whatever you want to call it. for me, whenever I play a game, I kind of have like an internal clock that tells me I'm fatigued. And it doesn't even need to be it doesn't even need to be a long game. Even a game that is supposed to be 12 hours, even after 4 hours, I'm like, oof, I mean, this could be over now, you know? I wouldn't mind if it concludes the story now. I don't need to play another 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
And once you have this extra content, or take Hollow Knight, for example, or even Silksong, it's like you have all of these bosses that you could do optionally. I played Dark Souls 2 and 3 back to back earlier this year. And I don't give a shit about all the things that I've missed, you know?
Right,
like,
okay.
Because I think maybe it's something to do with, like, oftentimes I see people like commenting that they wish for the old times back where you had more time to play a game, because you didn't buy games on the frequent. There weren't even games coming out that frequently as they come out today. You didn't have as many options, so you stuck with one game for a long time. But I don't think that I have in the past. I don't think that I put much effort into games when I was younger, because I did actually play mostly Pro Evolution Soccer for the most part of my youth, you know? Like, maybe the occasional regular story-driven game, but Uncharted 1 in 2009, when I was 17, was the first game that I actually saw the credits of, you know, by finishing it myself. So I think I never developed that drive to like exhaust all the content a game has to offer. I mean, obviously not to mention games that are just collectathons of stupid shit that you really don't give a shit about, but especially when it comes to bosses or side quests, I feel like, yeah, I guess I missed it. You know, I never have the drive to then go back and continue, no matter the game. That's just a general way of life for me, I think.
Yeah.
And I think the guy was called Drippy. I looked it up.
Was
it him, Drippy?
Yeah.
Tidy! Tidy, Oliver!
But yeah, it's like looking. I mean, my Steam library is not really great. I think like there's not.
Man,
a
I
lot
have no
here
recollection about what I played on PlayStation, man. I lost my account, by the way. My
PlayStation Network account.
Yeah, my OG PlayStation account. Can't log in. Can't log in. Can't answer the security question, even though I think I get it right, but it's not. Just can't get in. Everything's lost forever.
Oh, fuck. But the one, this is kind of, I feel like this kind. Oh, actually, there's a second one that I just see right now that is another good one. But this one's kind of maybe an obvious choice given the nature of the game. But Life is Strange. I'd love to
the first one.
Have that. Yes. Have that erased from my mind, just because I really enjoyed that through the first time, and then obviously any subsequent playthrough, you already know what's happening. So
yeah, you decided for this for Chloe in the end, right? That was your choice.
My first
Arcadia
choice.
Bay.
Yes.
Instead of Arcadia
Bay over Bay.
Yeah, Life is Strange. The 4th episode is what got me.
She was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if she was hospitalized. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I was really bored throughout the whole 3 episodes. Right. Like, seriously, like, actually, 4th episode is where I felt something. You know, like where I felt inclined to say, oh yeah, actually, this is a good game. Yeah. Not that it isn't a good game, but I just, in the first 3 episodes, I just felt not really engaged with the characters.
Yeah.
So by 4, I thought, oh shit, it's like the Shaq meme, you know, episode 1 and 3, I sleep.
Yeah.
Episode 4, real shit.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that. That's one of the few video game moments that made me like tear up. It was like the end of that episode where, you know, Max has to, you know, turn time back to save Chloe from being disabled, but
but her
In the
dad
meantime, you then
died?
watch the dad
Yeah.
leave the house to go and have his fatal car crash. Fuck me. That whole scene.
Totally.
Yeah, what I see under Life is Strange on my Steam list, which is another good shout for play it for the first time again, because every time I've gone afterwards to try and play again, it never feels the same, is L.A. Noire.
Oh god, LA Noire came out in 2010. I was 18, PS3. I thought this is going to be the best game ever. Turns out I'm a terrible, terrible detective. I'm just terrible at deduction. I'm terrible at doubting at the right time. I'm terrible at almost everything. I think I got incredibly bad reviews on my cases.
Yeah.
What I felt like, even though obviously it made sense in the story, I felt like it started off interesting because you started off in the murder division, I think, and then you got demoted.
And you get demoted,
and it became more boring as the game went on. I felt like,
yeah, that was a game on when I originally played on PS3. I was in for the long ride. I went through it all. I was invested emotionally.
Yeah.
The ending also was. It didn't make me tear up, but it did made me feel feelings.
I think this is one of those games that could be great in VR. And not just because I currently play VR, but one of the things that I really hated in the main game was the way you collected clues. Is that they were so tiny, like you couldn't physically see them most of the time, so you had to rely on the vibration of the controller or a musical chime. So it more so felt like a walk over everything in order to maybe find something, rather than, you know, following your intuition and thinking, oh, maybe something is hidden there, something is there, or I see something here. Like this is, I guess, but it's a victim of its time, I would say. The shooting, I mean, the firefights are just, well, classic GTA auto aim and not really that special. The driving was atrocious in my opinion.
Yes.
And then obviously it's very difficult to be a law-abiding detective and then you drive around like in GTA and you murder people. So obviously it looked weird when you couldn't run over people. One of the games, like this is something that I oftentimes think about, is like not necessarily that the first time I played it is how it made me feel, but the fact that I didn't play it when it was relevant. For example, Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, okay.
Like this one doesn't have a proper remake, so it's the original that you can play on PC. And I think this game is fun. I think the world is fun, but it's still rather oldish in its gameplay, in its presentation.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I had played it when it came out, I think it would have such a bigger impact on me than it does now. I still think it's a good game. It's just I wish I would have experienced it at the time where it could actually blow me away, rather than saying, oh yeah, I know why people like it.
Yeah.
But not having felt the same. And the same goes for
Psychonauts.
No, but good shout. Good shout. Good shout.
Those two games to me are like very similar.
Exactly, that's a good shout, but that's not what I was thinking of. Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
Shadow of the Colossus. I played it first when it came out on PS3, the HD collection. It's just a fucking port, that's it. It also ran at 30 FPS. It was barely looking any better than the PlayStation 2 version. And only I could see was like, oh yeah, I understand why people think it's such a great game. I think the PS4 version, or if you play the PS5 version, I think this is the way to play it, because it's the best running, best looking game. Yeah, but I wish I had played it back then. I think it would have had such a much bigger impact than it does, because this obviously tells you so much about this game, how great it is, even after everyone tells you that it is, and then you agree. But it would have been so cool if you could play it when it came out.
Trying to think. I don't think, or I just basically can't remember any like PS1, PS2 games.
PS1 games. I mean, again, like I played so much football games, which annoys me in retrospect. Annoys me
And
so
you were
much.
the playbook guy, and I always all through PS1, PS2 generation, and all through PS3 actually was FIFA
Yeah.
the whole time. Also, so I played so much just that.
Yeah, but I hated it. Like I felt like I didn't understand the games. You know, I never like whenever I put in a PlayStation game, I never like take GTA San Andreas for example. Never in my entire life. Well, recently I did play it a bit, but when I played it back then, I booted it up. I started using cheats. I flew around. Never once contemplating of doing the actual story.
Yeah.
So this is where like how I looked at games for the most part through the PS2 era. It's like I just couldn't. I don't know. I just couldn't get behind continuing in a story, getting better, maximizing your character, whatever. Like I just never dawned on me to put in the effort to play a game that is story driven. Thinking back, the only games I really remember are the ones that we played on emulators, like A Dog's Life.
Yes.
I think at one point we played Harry Potter and the Prison of Azkaban, or we at least played a bit. SSX Tricky. I mean, okay, if you think about it.
Would you want to play it for the first time though, or because I almost feel like that's one of those games that I was saying earlier that like you appreciate maybe more now with more knowledge of the game. But maybe you're different.
I mean that is difficult to explain. I think yes. I think I would like to play it for the first time again, simply because Tricky, unfortunately, has the problem of having so many unique characters, but only like 8 tracks.
Right, okay.
So basically you have to play the same tracks with every character, which makes it incredibly boring. So obviously not playing it now, even though the gameplay is fucking tight. Oh, you finished one character? Okay, let's do 20 races and 20 show-offs with a different character on the same tracks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say this would be one that I would love to play for the first time again.
All right. But actually, just sort of just going off your point about San Andreas, it's almost sort of like the opposite of playing for the first time again. I almost wish I could play games again like how I played them on PS2, like what you said with San Andreas, where you just load up, use a bunch of cheats, go around, do whatever.
Yeah.
Without caring for the thing.
Yeah.
Like whereas now every game I play is very objective driven. What's my objective? I go do that. Okay, what's the next thing? If there's some side content, go do the side content, but that's still progression, So like, there's a side quest, let me do the side quest.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think back to how I played GTA back then.
Yeah.
Literally could just drive around aimlessly for hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drive around, stop here, look at this thing. Oh look, here's a cliff. I want to let me get in the car and jump off this cliff. Won't that be cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing just nothing to progress the game, but just having fun.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could play any game now and just allow myself to just do nothing. But like now that's boring to me. Like if I did that, I'd be so bored just driving around aimlessly. I'd be like, what am I doing?
I guess it has so much to do with it. I'm sorry for interrupting. I think so much to do with it has of your perception of time as a young child and now. Not just the amount of time you have as a young child, because obviously you don't have to pay bills, you don't have to go to work. School's out probably way earlier than you go off work nowadays. You did have more time as a child, but I think your perception of time also was way different. So when you played this for like an hour, it didn't feel like an hour.
Yeah.
And now you feel like, I've lost an hour from the limited time I have throughout the day.
Yes, true.
So it would feel like more of a waste in quotations. Not that like if you enjoy it, then fine. I mean, do whatever you want. But I guess that's like the psychological thinking behind it. This is also based on absolutely nothing. I just made this up, but this is how it feels.
Yeah, and I mean, it could also be the thing, like you were saying, that like we stuck with games longer because we didn't have.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't have the money,
to go to.
or the opportunities to get different games, other games. You didn't hear people. You didn't get. I mean, nowadays you get constantly like I used to not subscribe, but like I used to bookmark gaming websites and constantly checked what's going on currently. You know what's being developed, when are things coming out. Nowadays I don't care, but I still get notified. I still somewhere see, oh, did you hear, like somebody said, oh, did you hear GTA 6 gets delayed for half a year? I said, no, I didn't, you know, but but you get the information somehow. And back then you didn't even know so many games even existed. And I guess that's kind of like the wonder that it was back then. Nowadays it's the same thing with Gamescom. Always wanted to go to Gamescom. And then when I was there 2 years ago at 30 years old, I was like, yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I haven't already read or seen even videos of. So what's the point anymore in this? Like, I think.
Yeah. Like now when I play a game, it's like, like it's like that thing of, you know, I'm objective driven. I gotta get through this game because guess what? I've got this other game that I also want to play. And then this next game's coming out in a month that I want to play. And then this. So it's like, I don't have the time to spend half an hour doing nothing in a game. I have to progress. Otherwise I'll never get anywhere. But fuck, that's annoying, man.
Yeah, and it's also, for me, is like I want to play some games. I really want to, but they just don't grab me, you know. They don't grab my attention as much. It's like when I played Chronos, when I played Silent Hill F. It's like I want to like these games, but I'm not having fun. And obviously you don't have to continue if you're not having fun, then sure. But then sometimes you do spend $60 on a game, and then you think you cannot return it. 2 hours have passed. It's like, what do I do? Do I force myself to play it and at least finish the story, which I oftentimes do, only to not enjoy it at all. But going back to games that I wish I could play for the first time again, I tell you exactly why Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1, I played in 2016. By that point, it was out for 5 years. I already knew it's a game that is unforgiving, a game that is beloved because it's hard, and this is something that I never really enjoy, because when something's difficult, I avoid it.
Yes.
And then I played it on my channel for like 90 minutes, and I didn't feel super overwhelmed, even though it was difficult, but I didn't feel like raging because I knew I'm not going to play this. And then when I thought, okay, I just did this for a quick video, fair enough, never play this again. Then came this classic urge. This classic urge that I think many people would love to feel when it comes. Is like, you think about this game. You think you are at work, you are at school, whatever. You want to come home and you want to continue. And I kept trying, like, all right, okay, let's go in again, try this again. And then the first try after that break is always the best effort, because afterwards it only goes downhill. But the first try, suddenly you're like, oh yeah, I came farther than I came last time. And then you saw NPCs, and then you think, oh, can I talk to them? Should I talk to them? Are they even, are there NPCs or are there enemies? Not that enemies are not NPCs, but you know what I mean. And the best thing, I think, in Dark Souls 1 specifically, because Dark Souls 2 and 3 and all the other games afterwards do the same thing with like shortcuts, where you open up a section and you realize, oh, I'm here again. But I think what Dark Souls 1 does so fucking magnificently is how it connects not only a level with itself, but like a whole region with another region. Like that's something that I don't think has ever been recreated. Like, you'll always see, even in Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring or so, you've got huge levels, you know. They're not just tiny levels that you get shortcuts in. They are huge levels, but they're still sort of like in a different sphere of all the other levels. But in Dark Souls 1, you have whole like sections and regions interconnected, which is, I think, the best level design I've ever seen in any video game. And Dark Souls 2 didn't redeem that. Dark Souls 3 didn't redeem that. Bloodborne I haven't played. Elden Ring is incredible as well, but it just didn't get that. I didn't get that feeling again.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned prior, it's like when you watch Let's Plays and you watch someone else experience for the first time. Oh, this is where I am. Oh, this is the guy that I helped earlier. That's a feeling I think no other game can really recreate.
Nice.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, no. yeah. I mean, I'm not sure I've ever experienced that level in a game.
Again, you know what? I put in Last of Us 1.
Okay.
I put it like, the thing is, I'm aware The Last of Us didn't reinvent the wheel. It's a third-person action-adventure game, a little bit of stealth, a little bit of brutality. It's not... The story is not special in a wider sense. It's not like a mindfuck story. It's a very straightforward story. So the game doesn't do anything exceptional, I would say. Not in a broader term. But for me, this was 2013 when it came out. I was 21. This game ruined Uncharted for me.
Okay.
Uncharted 2 used to be my all-time favorite game at the time. And now I think of Uncharted as a very boring franchise that is bombastic and can be fun, but for the most part is pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
Because the story just never really becomes dark enough. Surely it's not supposed to be a dark story, but I feel like this is where The Last of Us just shines, because it's... And I find it hard to explain, because I realize this when I criticize other games, where I think, but I like The Last of Us, and The Last of Us didn't do it any differently. Why do I dislike it in this game, for example? I mean, what is it? Take pressing triangle to stealthily kill someone. There's other games where I would say, oh, it feels too easy. You press just one button, it's an instant kill. The Last of Us does it too, and The Last of Us doesn't even do it in a special way. But I wouldn't fault that game for the same point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I cannot even explain myself, because The Last of Us isn't that game. It's not like, wow, you should play The Last of Us, it's so good. But it just, to me, it is.
Yeah. Okay. I put forward...
Hit me.
And not because it's some mind-blowing experience or whatever, but just as something that, sure, I'd like to play it again for the first time. Limbo.
Okay, Limbo.
I feel like Limbo started a whole movement of games.
Of side-scrolling games.
Yes. And just the vibe is very, very unique that I don't think has been matched since,
because of the black and white theme.
Yeah, that and just just the black and white and the just very quiet game. Yeah,
there's not much music.
Game. Yeah, and it's just sure. Like I remember, and that was a game it's sort of like opposite to what you might think, is that like I feel like to enjoy a game like that now, I'd need to go into it not knowing anything.
Yeah.
With no expectations or whatever. But Limbo was a game that I'd heard so much about. Like, I didn't play it when it first came out.
Yeah.
I played it maybe after a year, once everyone was fucking shouting at me, you gotta play Limbo, it's fucking amazing, So I already went in with, like, crazy high expectations.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed, which is rare for something being hyped up so much.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays you've got, by the same company, you've got Inside.
Yeah.
Little Nightmares is not by the same dev, right? It's by devs that were making Inside, but branched out, something like this. They're sort of like
No,
related, I think,
okay.
but not from the same studio, I would say. Yeah, because nowadays, if you see a 2D side scroller, even if it has a very similar style, you know where it comes from. So obviously, you don't feel the same as you did when Limbo was the first of its kind of.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't the first side scrolling game, but the way it was presented, was unique. Yeah, I can see
this
that.
sort of like side scroller where you don't have an attack. You know, there's enemies, so to speak, in the game.
Yeah,
but you don't. It's not like Contra, you don't just blast everything with a machine gun. It's not like Streets of Rage or
like
anything
Super Mario,
like that. You're not punching people, yeah, exactly. You're not jumping on heads, exactly. It's just very sort of a little boy, and you just gotta survive any which way.
Yeah, and in a very weird world as well. It's like, is it a real forest? Is it limbo? Is it literal limbo?
Yeah.
Like, what are you? Who are you? And it's brutal, even though it looks so minimalistic.
Yeah.
What does a spider make you feel in that game?
Ugh. I mean, it's good that you get to fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, also when it just has like just its body, I think that body rolls after you like down a hill.
Yeah.
I mean, Until Dawn, I think from like the not a nostalgic game, like from the more recent ones, I think Until Dawn is one of those that I wish I could play again for the first time. Because comparably to The Quarry, I thought the story and the characters were way more coherent. And it was way more interesting, I think. I think even then, by the time The Quarry came out, obviously you had more expectations. And I think for a game that is basically just a QTE event, and it's basically a movie, it's just that. It's just a movie, and I really dig it, man. I watched maybe 10 different playthroughs.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because I wanted to experience for the first time again, and I couldn't do it, so I had to do it through other vessels.
That's interesting. I've never thought of exploring that.
Really, that's one of the whole reasons I watch Let's Plays. It's like, how do other people go through the things that I've been through? How do they perceive it?
Yeah. It's interesting.
I don't do it for every game, but ever so often I do want to watch a Let's Play of a game that I've recently finished. But then it depends on who plays it, and then they're annoying, and then I won't watch it.
I tell you, this is not a specific game, and this is more just me wandering off into the realms of nostalgia rather than what we're actually discussing. But something I'd love to experience again is just that feeling. I had it how many times in my life? I mean, it could probably go up to PS4. So I would say 4 times in my life that feeling of, I didn't know PS4 wasn't Christmas Day, but I'll just say it. Christmas Day, unboxing your new console, setting it all up, plugging it into the TV. I had that with PS1, PS2, and PS3.
Really?
And then PS4 and PS4 launch.
That's interesting. You all had them at Christmas time?
Yes,
that's
other than PS4,
interesting.
which I got on launch.
Oh,
which
okay.
was, I think, did PS4 launch in November, so kind of near Christmas time, but it still had that feeling to me, even PS4, of like, oh, it came, the delivery man came. I took it out of the box, I plugged it all in. Welcome to the world of PS4 now. But yeah, but PS1, 2, and 3 was all Christmas.
That's super interesting. Yeah,
just that excitement of this thing that I've wanted for so long. You plug it in or whatever, and then that first time you turn it on, imagine that PS1 intro.
How does it go again?
Cow. Everyone knows the PS1 cow. But yeah, man.
I'm on demos on the PS1, not to mention. Not to mention the demos.
Don't even get me started on that. When I knew I was getting... Now, here's the thing, just slightly diversion.
Mhm.
I knew I was getting a PS1 that Christmas,
Yeah.
and I knew I was getting a PS3 that Christmas, but the PS2 was actually a complete surprise. But just going back to PS1, since I knew I was getting it because I basically bugged my parents for months leading up to Christmas, and they were like, basically like, yes, okay, we'll get you a PS1 for Christmas. I from like a few months previous, I then started buying the official PlayStation magazine, which came every month with a demo disc.
Yeah.
So like in like 4 months leading up to Christmas, I was collecting demo discs so that on Christmas Day I had like a few games.
So you had a
I think maybe,
plan. Like that was
yeah, exactly.
premeditated. Okay, crazy. Wow.
I think I got the console with like two like full games.
Okay.
I can't even remember what those games were. Maybe one was FIFA.
Oh god. Which one was it? Yeah, was it in the 90s? 98, 99, 2000?
I remember playing the most FIFA 99. So I would say
it could have been 99
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I had my little stack of demo discs. So, and that was the great thing about demos. Like, you know, I only had 2 games, but then I had all of these other games. Yeah. I didn't mind that it was only like a 20-minute demo, 30-minute demo, whatever.
Yeah.
It was still something different to play. And I would, if there was a demo I'd liked, I would play it over and over and over again. Doesn't matter. It's the same like section of gameplay over again. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't remember when we got a PS1. I know the PlayStation 1 was, well, for the family is the wrong word, but it wasn't mine. It was my dad's.
Right.
But he wasn't an avid gamer at all. He just, I think, I mean, how old might he have been? 99, 2000, 37 at the time, maybe?
Yeah.
So he basically bought it for himself, but we as children obviously realized, hey, this is video games. Can I play too? So I so vividly remember when he booted, like there was one specific demo disc with Oddworld Apes Odyssey. And this shit was so fucking scary. Like the sounds. I mean, you know Oddworld by now, but like the sounds, like
yeah.
Like I think even when like the demo starts, fuck me, I have to find it. I think it gives you a fucking jump scare. It's like when the PlayStation demo starts, there's like black screen and green text. Do you remember that? Like a big green text. Like green text as in maybe turquoise, like a lightish, bluish, greenish text that tells you about copyright and shit.
Oh yes, definitely.
And before that, like or with that text, when that text popped up, there was like a so let me see if I can find it. I can't. It's just scared the shit out of me. Like I've seen this game. I see my dad play this game for a while throughout the days, and then one time he played it, and I'm like a cat. You know when you want to go to the toilet and the cat follows you. Like I was the cat. Yeah, I was like, oh, I hear someone playing the game, so I'm coming. And then he said, oh, I need to fetch something from the other room. And I was standing there, and then the Oddworld sounds just kept on coming. I was like, nope, I'm not standing here by myself. Oh man, that shit was the creepiest fucking shit back then, I think. And I remember one game that to this day I have not found, and it's not special. It's just some random fucking shit that I remember about this game, and I thought was so fucking cool as a kid. It's so fucking useless if it's a thing nowadays. It was a fighting game, but a 3D. You could walk around with like your tag team, your group, up to 4 players, maybe even with NPCs instead if you didn't have friends.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense, but at the time as a child, I thought this was the coolest thing. You could kick a vending machine and a can of Coke or can of soda, whatever, popped out, and you could pick it up and drink it. I thought this was the fucking craziest shit I've seen back then. It's like, oh my goodness, this game has it all. You can interact with the world so well. Wow. And I don't know what game it was. It was a fighting game demo on PS1, but I don't know. I don't think it was one of the classics that would come into your head, but I don't know what it was.